So let's see how Playwright MCP works with Ollama local model. So we are gonna use Gamma 3 4 billion model here, and we will host MCP server locally. So we are so Playwright MCP is for browser automation. So we are gonna use that MCP server to perform the browser automation services, and Ollama is for we are gonna give instruction in a simple language like go to this URL or perform this particular action. So and that's going to be converted into a tool structured format that MCP expects. We need MCP server hosted. So as we can see here, I have already hosted it on by the simple command that is to on port 8931. It should be hosted, and this is what we receive. And second is we need Ollama installed, and I have downloaded Gamma 3 4 billion model here, and this is a whole script where it does. So we will go through it step by step, the whole process and the flow, what how it works. So first of all, we have imported Ollama and the MCP protocols here, mentioned the MCP URL, the model, and the log. This is for the logs storing. So first of all, we are gonna connect to the MCP server here. So this is just a simple function to that will connect us to the MCP server with the MCP URL. Next is the observe. So the flow is whenever we type something that you should go to this URL and fill out this form. So what happens is that our user prompt gets converted into a structured format. So that structured format contains a tool and the arguments. But after submitting the data, the browser state changes. So when browser state changes, the data gets changed also. But so the model needs the updated data also. So the observe here, the observe part is here to get the data that is currently on the browser. After our action performed, what data is on the browser currently. So what it will do is it will get us the data that is currently on the browser. So according to that, the next action would be performed. So the next part is plan next. So this is where we provide our model the data. So our model needs certainly three things. First is the user task that we have initially provided. Second is the observation in that means what state and what data is on the browser. Third is what all tools are available so that it can map those tools with our requirement and the data that is currently there. So this is the action that's going to be there. It will give us the tool name that it need this tool and what argument does it need. So according to this, it will perform the MCP server, the playwright will perform the action. And in the last, when the task is completed, so the model itself tell us that this task is done based on the observation that will come from the model, that will come from the MCP. So if the type is done, it has analyzed it and it will return the type is done, and it is a short summary that it has performed those action. So here we are giving all the data that this is a model prompt, and we are getting the response. Next is after getting the response from the model, we execute it, we pass the data to the client. The client here is the MCP server that we have hosted, and we get the result from there also. So this is an example where suppose we are giving uh, a task to it that it should open http example.com and should explain what this page is about. So what it will do is it will connect to first the MCP server. It will list all the tools that are available there, and all the tool names. That tool names will be the all the tools that are there. And initially, the observation will be empty because there is no browser state, so the observation will be empty. Next, what it will do is it will pass the model the data that it needs, the user task, observation, and the tool names that are available. According to this, it will it will give us this structured data like this, and will perform the action. Search Wikipedia about MCP. So okay, let's enter, let's see what it does. So but first it is open the URL, and okay, so it has opened this. So let's see what action it has performed in the log, in our logs. So what it did was, so first of all, it contains all the available tools here. So whatever, so what the tools we are providing in the prompt. So these are all the tools that were there. What it does is it structures our user prompt to an uh, available tool format. So whenever we are typing anything, so that if we have provided it the search Wikipedia about MCP, so what it does is it analyzed that it needs to go to the Wikipedia, and the topic should be the MCP. So it can directly go to the browser navigate. So what model does that for us is that it analyzes our request and it converted into this URL, and it picked an available tool. Is there any tool that can go directly, that can navigate it? Yes, there was. That was browser navigate. So this was about how AI browser works. So in the background, what happens? So the main flow. So this was the main flow, how each action gets performed, and how we receive the data from the browser, and and how the model analyzes it and execute the next part. So that was all for today.